Hi, it's me again. So here's another escort story time. So this happened in August. It was maybe around midnight. I don't exactly remember when. I got a call from this guy, and he was asking me if I could come to, of all places, Burlington, Ontario, which you'll remember from my last story. So, anyways, I really don't want to go, obviously. The only difference between the last story and this time is this time I really actually could use the money. Like, I wasn't broke, but... So he tells me it's not in a house, it's in a trailer. And to be honest, like, I'm kind of intrigued. I've never been to a trailer park, so honestly I was, like, kind of excited. Like, in 4 years, I've only been in the city. I've never been even camping or to a cottage or anything like that. Like, so, like, I haven't seen the stars or heard the cricket, whatever the fuck happens in the country. So I was like, okay, it could be cute, like, whatever. I'll go if you can, like, Uber me there. He doesn't have Uber, but he's like, oh, I can come pick you up and drop you off again. And normally I'm kind of like, I mean, like, usually, well, you should at least not probably get into, like, cars, like, and go to trailer parks in the middle of nowhere, but I'm honestly, like, I don't know, it was stupid of me, but I was like, yeah, whatever, pick me up. Like, my plan was I was just gonna take a photograph of his fucking license plate and text it to a friend. If he kills me, they'll know that it was whoever was driving the car with the license plate number. It's morbid, but that's the kind of thing that, like, goes through my mind basically every day. It's the reality of the work I do and who I am, so whatever. So whatever, he comes and picks me up. I take the photo of his license plate while I'm, like, going to his car, and then I get in his front seat. He's like, oh, I saw you, like, take the photo of my license plate, and I was, like, a little bit nervous. So I was like, okay, like, yeah, like, you know, it's for my safety. And he was like, good, like, you should. You should always make sure they know, your clients know that you took the photo of it. So honestly, like, a pretty good reaction, like, you know. So we start driving. Once we're, like, out of Toronto and we're, like, on the highway and, like, I guess, like, out of, like, where it's, like, super visible, he starts to just, like, do cocaine, like, while he's driving, which, like, concerned me a little bit, but, I mean, he didn't seem too out of it, so. Plus, like, now we're in the middle of nowhere, so, like, how would I get home? I didn't have Uber at the time, and I didn't, like, have enough necessarily for a taxi all the way back, so I decided I was along for the ride. He already gave me the money, so I don't know. He's high on coke, and we're driving along the highway, and he starts telling me all about his personal issues, which are kind of intense, like about his ex and his kid, and, like, I'm not going to go into details because I don't think that's right. Anyways, it was a lot. It was a lot to unload on me. I didn't really know how to respond, but I showed him my genuine empathy, so, or sympathy. I get confused about which is which and which one I'm actually expressing, but anyways. He then starts to ask sort of, like, vague, philosophical, I guess, you could, spiritual questions. For example, if I believe in destiny, in faith, if I think there's an afterlife, if I believe in God. I don't really, like, believe in anything that I haven't experienced. I can't decide if I believe in something or not if I don't have any evidence to say that it is or isn't true, so I just don't really have answers to these questions. And for me, that's kind of, like, chill. Like, I don't have the need to know everything. I think it's kind of exciting that most of the universe will always be a mystery. There's always more to learn. Like, yeah, don't have any belief or faith or anything, and, like, don't feel the need to have any belief or faith or anything. So, you know, whatever. It was kind of a weird conversation to have with a client. We get to his trailer. We go into the trailer, and yeah, he starts telling me about how he found God, Jesus, and how he's a born-again Christian, and Catholicism is evil, and he's doing a lot of cocaine while he tells me all this, and then whatever, we go to his bedroom, he, like, fucks me in the ass. So when we're done fucking, we, like, sit down, he, like, keeps talking about how he found God, and how there's demons everywhere. As someone who's experienced psychosis, he was talking about things that really made me think that he was experiencing psychosis. So he starts talking about how there's demons everywhere and chasing him, and the more that he believes in God, the more that they target him. So he shows me on his, he pulls up his cell phone, and he starts zooming in on all these photos that he's taken, and showing me in the pixels where he is seeing very clear faces. And this reminds me a lot of I've sort of experienced similar things when I've done too many drugs and not slept enough. So, reminder here, this is a client. I'm his prostitute. I'm also a transsexual. So this is a man who's hiring a transsexual escort. I'm in the middle of forest kind of place in the middle of the country in a trailer park with this like client. Maybe forgot to mention he was paying me like a lot of money. I wouldn't go to a trailer park in the middle of the country if I wasn't getting paid a lot. So he was obviously paying me a lot. So whatever. You know, it was like weird and he was kind of crazy, but he was an easy client, so like it was easy money. Like the sex was fast. Like just had to like kind of indulge his skewed perceptions of reality, which honestly I did mostly to fear, and I feel bad about it. Like, you know, I just wanted to go along with what he was saying so that he would be nice to me. But anyways, so then we start driving back because we're done. Like whatever. It's like whatever. We're just driving back while we're on the highway, and then he's always like while he's trying to drive on the highway, like zoom in on his phone and show me like pics of these demons, the demons in his pictures and stuff, and like I'm kind of like, oh yeah, like I see it, like oh yeah, totally, like oh my god, that's freaky, like oh wow, a demon, like a demon, like wow, look at that demon. It's like I do feel guilty. I should, well, you know, what else could I have done? Fuck is my life. Okay, we're like driving back, we're like almost back, like we're in Toronto, and we're like wherever you turn up to like get into the city, and we're like going to turn on to Bathurst from like the Gardner, and this like crust punk bitch is like asking for money or whatever, and so she comes to this car, and the guy I'm with, this guy just like gives her a $20 bill, like just like pulls out a $20 bill and like gives it to her, so she's just like, oh my god, thank you, and he's just like, thank Jesus, like really seriously, and she kind of was like, and he was like, it's not a joke. And she's like, okay, thank you. And like walked away, and I was just like, fucking like, I don't know, it's pretty lit for her. Like, that was that. Yeah, he was really, really trying to convince me that I should, really trying to convince me the whole time that I should become a born-again Christian, that I need to go baptize myself. I think I kind of made me left with him thinking that I would, but I just figure I'll probably never see him again. Like, I'm kind of curious about what his beliefs actually fully entail. Paying for sex and having sex with transsexuals is allowed. That's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's like because he's proselytizing. Maybe his reasoning is it's because it's the only way that he'll be able to get to me and that I need saving. But it just sounds like sort of a religious excuse to fuck training hookers. You know, like, but anyways, honestly, not a bad client. Probably wouldn't see him again, but like, definitely not like a bad experience in the end. Really funny. I hope he's doing okay. He didn't seem like a bad person. I mean, he didn't seem like a good person either, really, but that was like one of the weirder times at escorting, but definitely not the weirdest, which I've already made a video about, which you should watch. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe.